Welcome to part 5, unordered and ordered lists and list items. So these are three elements that will be created with the UL, OL, and LI tags. And this is the first set of elements that will require nesting. And nesting is when elements appear within the content of other elements. And this will reveal a parent-child relationship. So all this is easily seen when we complete an example. Let's go ahead and create some lists. And before we create some lists, let's just create a header to tell us what the lists will be about. And let's make a list of, some, say, common HTML elements. So we'll just create a header at the top before we create our lists. And we'll create an unordered list, and which is one that has both opening and closing tags. And this is an element that requires nesting. And so whenever we have an element that requires nesting, what's common to do is put the closing tag on a different line. And HTML syntax allows for any amount of white space. So this is a legal way to write this. Now within this, we need both the unordered list and ordered list require the list element tag to appear. And this list element tag, LI, can only appear within the body of the unordered list or ordered list. So it has to appear within, really not the body, but the content. So you can see here, between the opening and closing tags of UL, that's where the LI tag must appear. So we'll create a list of these different elements. So we'll say we know about the anchor element. We know about the image element and so forth, and maybe we'll just do one more. We'll say header, elements, because there's many of them. Okay, so let's create an unordered list, and within the content we have three list items, and the list items just have simple text between as their content. So let's render this and see what this looks like. So here we have our header and the unordered list. So unordered lists just have these little dots, these little bullet points at the beginning. So that's how unordered lists work, how they're rendered in HTML. Now let's create a different list that will have ordered items, and we'll give this a different header. So maybe we'll say data analysis steps like this, and then we'll create an ordered list, which again works the same way, so must be nested. And then we'll have some list item elements in here. So say we want 1, 2, 3. So the first step is maybe, all right, we download the data. Maybe step 2 would be transform the data. And then maybe step 3 is visualize the data, something like this. So just make some steps up. All right, so the ordered list begins here. It ends here. It's nested. And we put the list elements like this. We tab them over. So the white space doesn't matter syntactically, but just for comprehension as a human, it's easier if we see the nested elements moved over like this. And whenever you create an ordered list, and obviously by the name of order, they're going to start with numbers. So they start with 1, and then they just go down from there. So that's the basics of creating unordered and ordered lists. Now, what's interesting is that what you could do is you can actually have, within lists, you can have more lists. So let's say we want to create an ordered list within the anchor element or something, or within this item like this. So we'll have a list within a list to show that this is possible. So let's say we want to create some of the attributes over here. So let's do an unordered list again. So we're going to create a list within this anchor element, or within this list item. And we'll say, so we use the href and the target So now we have this unordered list within the anchor element item over here. And when we render this, it further indents our, so we create like a sub list inside of a list. So this just goes to show you that you can create many different levels of nesting. Maybe we want to tab this over as well to show that it's a little bit, this unordered list goes inside like that. So that's another level of nesting that you can do inside of a nested item. Okay, so that covers, yeah, so the last thing to mention is the parent-child relationship. So the parent is the outer level of the nesting. So let's just look at the ordered list down here. So the ordered list itself would be the parent. The children of the ordered list would be these individual list elements. Okay, so that is unordered and ordered lists and list items.